Hi, my name's Optimus Prime. What's your name?
That's weird. My name's Ironhide.
Yeah. Well, that's weird. We both have the same name. We both have Transformer names. What is that? It sounds like it's getting louder.
I don't know, but whatever it is, it's big and coming this way.
Oh my God, run!
It's a star, just like us.
Hi, my name is Megatron, like off the movie Transformers.
Wow, we really all have Transformer names.
What?
Well, my name is Optimus Prime and his name's Ironhide.
Oh.
No offense, but why are you so fat?
Hey, I'm not fat, I'm chubby. That's just how I became to be. I weigh 1,100 times the size of the sun.
Wow, he's big.
Hey, I heard that.
Sorry.
Well, how much do you guys weigh, huh?
Well, I weigh about 2.5 times the mass of the sun.
And I weigh the same as the sun.
Oh. Where are you guys from?
Well, I was born in the Milky Way as a nebula, which is an immense cloud of gas and dust held together by gravity.
Yeah, I was born as a nebula too, and in the Milky Way.
That's weird. We were all born in the same place and at the same time.
Well, after you guys were a nebula, did you become a protostar after fusion started occurring?
What's fusion?
Why, good question, my dear lad. Fusion is when four hydrogen atoms bond to form two deuterium atoms, and those two deuterium atoms form to make one helium atom plus energy.
Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants.
Wait, a protostar is a collection of gas and dust that begins fusion and usually becomes a star, right? Because if it is, then yes, I became that too.
Yes, that is what a protostar is.
Well, I became a protostar after 2, so we all became the same thing.
Thank you, Captain Alchemist.
Hold on, I wonder if our body is made up of the same layers too. The first layer of my body is the core, which is the site of nuclear fusion, and there are extreme amounts of pressure. The temperature inside my core is 10 million degrees Kelvin.
Yeah, my first layer is the core too.
Yeah, me too. So again, we have a lot of the same things in common.
Yeah, and after my core, I have the radiation zone.
Wait, is that the part where pressure from the core balances out the pressure from the above layers and the particles don't move?
Yeah, and the energy inside my radiation zone bounces around inside it for an average of 170 million years, and the temperature is 7 to 2 million degrees Kelvin.
Yeah, that's the same with me too.
So guys, after your radiation zone is your next layer the convection zone?
Yes, and that's where energy moves with the motion of plasma.
When you're a main sequence star, my convection zone is near the surface, and in a giant star, it's next to the core. Also, the temperature of my convection zone is 1 million degrees Kelvin.
So far, all of our layers are pretty much the same.
After my convection zone is my photosphere. What about you guys?
Yeah, and that is the coolest layer of my body, which is only 6,000 degrees Kelvin.
I hate my photosphere because there are disruptions in the magnetic field, and I get sunspots, which are pretty ugly.
Oh, I hate those. I get made fun of a lot for having them. Then I have to go shoot off some solar flares.
What are solar flares?
You know those violent explosions that send out sub-automatic particles into space?
Oh yeah, I get it now.
Well, after my photosphere, there is my chromosphere.
Yeah, that's the next layer of me too.
That's the layer that acts like the atmosphere, right? And it's harder than my photosphere, only because the magnetic activity going on inside.
Yep, that's the one.
I love my last layer.
Which one is that?
You know the corona, the part that extends out several million miles but can only be seen during a solar eclipse.
Oh yeah, that's my last layer too.
Yeah, and me. So wait, back to our life cycle. After you guys were a protostar, did gravity and fusion start to balance out, and then you became a main sequence star?
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing that happened to me.
I think that's why it happened to me. I don't know, it's been so long.
Well, I was a main sequence star for about 360 million years. How about you guys?
I was a main sequence star for 2.240 million years.
Yeah, and I was one for 6 billion years.
Wow, that's pretty long, Ironhide.
Yeah, so Optimus, after you were a main sequence star, what happened to you?
After being a main sequence star for so long, I started to run out of hydrogen. Because of this, I became a red giant. Then after I was a red supergiant. After I was a red supergiant for a while, the iron in my core started to fuse, thus turning me into a huge supernova. This really hurt because when I became a supernova, I exploded, and then I became luminous in the process. After my supernova, I became what I am now, a neutron star, and I am completely dense. I am extremely dense and made of neutrons. My gravity is so strong that the surface of me is completely smooth, as you can see. One day a meteor hit me, which hurt, and I crushed it right into my body, and it's still perfectly smooth. What happened to you, Iron?
After I was done being a main sequence star, I started running out of hydrogen also, and became a red giant. After being a red giant for a while, my outer layer started to shed, and I became a planetary nebula.
What's a planetary nebula?
I'm glad you asked. A planetary nebula is a cloud of gas and dust held together by gravity. After I was a planetary nebula, my inner core remained hot, and the planetary nebula drifted off, and I became a white dwarf. In case you don't know what a white dwarf is, it is the smallest and faintest of all stars and has stopped the fusion process. It is the mass of the sun and the size of the Earth, and when my inner core cooled off, I became a black dwarf, which is what I am now.
Yeah, my star is way better.
Let's hear it then.
Well, after I was a main sequence star, I became a red supergiant, like you, Optimus. After being a red supergiant, iron started fusing in my core as well, which turned me into a supernova. But instead of becoming a neutron star like you, like Optimus, I became a huge black hole.
What's a black hole? Sounds pretty cool.
Well, a black hole is all matter squeezed into a space smaller than an atom.
Okay, well, now that we know a lot about each other. Oh, wait, how old are you guys anyways?
Well, I'm about 365 million years old.
And I am 3 million years old.
Oh, cool, I'm 6 billion years old. So now that we have a lot about each other, what do you want to do now?
Oh, Transformers 2 just came out. You guys want to go see that?
Sounds good to me.
Well, let's go.